So the angels or possibly scientists doing alchemy, crossbreeded certain this and that, or aliens crossbreeded this and that and made Nephilim. So when you think about Nephilim, and they're all gone supposedly or whatever, and then we have giant bones, and you don't even know if those giant bones are real or if they're created and they're put right there, and the whole museum look was like Illuminati type of fake fucking thingamajigger. But when you look at dog breeding, you notice that they have to go through a Nephilim stage as far as getting the type of mixing their DNA strands to make the type of dog that you want. So that is why I am trying to always wake up the world and understand. No, listen, I'm doing something, Dad. You always interrupt me. Okay. He always does that. So anyways, what I was trying to say was, and he always only watches BS on his phone. He's very much stuck in the Matrix. I've made many videos on this type of stuff. So that's where I'm like offended. Usually it's always somebody getting hurt, something accident, whether we're like, oh, or it's like laugh at. I still don't laugh at. But back to the story that I'm talking about. I'm stoned as a motherfucker. But I hope everybody out there is getting irie. And if you don't smoke marijuana, I hope you're at least just studying. Because this is some stuff to trip out on and always be like, wow, eye-opening. So what else I was going to say was on the dog breeding, you always have to think about everything with anthropology, with being a historian, because historians aren't as smart as anthropologists, and I'll tell you why. Because even though they should work hand in hand together, there are those that are only going by the book. That they have been taught. That they got their degree and certificates for being exact on point with something that was taught to you, and you don't even know if it's true or not. That is a difference in that whole aspect, retrospect, whatever, however you want to call it. And when it comes to anthropology, you really have to look into the work and detail as far as like the research for historian. You have to tell the differences of this timeline, that timeline, that timeline, that timeline, but not only timelines, because if you look at history and science and U.S. history, you notice that people are always teaching you timelines of different timelines of different cultures around the world. Well, how come we're not getting taught every single culture's timeline throughout their existence? That is where you will find so much confusion of all of us and those that don't believe in the Bible, which was rewritten by many kings, and they put in their own verses, and they always even put the collective info that I noticed, my covenant. If God ever gave us a journal, which, believe me, a lot of the intellect and wisdom is in there, then that means he never had a covenant. That means God was never in a human vessel form. God had to be the thing that created the universe and the earth, the one life form that's a body with water and is mostly liquid and it's solid, and that is a big bubble sphere that we should all love because it's alive and it's what keeps gravity and that circle from us floating in outer space and not having air. You need to understand these real principles of being every single type of specialist in studies and just connect them all. That's all I'm trying to ask. World, peace out. God bless you. And I hope you keep learning.